Good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started for the February 11th County Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Let's start off with the auditor's financial report.
Okay, good morning. With the general fund, we started off with a beginning net balance of $7,521,557. Didn't have any requests for general fund appropriation for January, and for February you have a request of $300, and no miscellaneous expenditures. As far as the revenue report, we're really about the same place we were last year. Our collection rate is 4.3%. It was 4.6% last year. And the biggest thing I noticed was that I haven't asked APC yet, but they didn't have a 2024 fourth quarter reimbursement come in as of last week. So that is probably just a timing issue, but I'll check with them. So other than that, nothing really to report on revenue. And as far as the fund balances go, we did add the health fund, $1159, and as of February, we moved $104,400 from the general fund for them to work with as far as their operating accounts. After a lot of discussion back and forth, we had already posted January payroll, so we decided to leave the salaries and benefits and things like that in the general fund for this year, and thought we could have more discussion at budget time as to how you really want to approach this health fund, how much money to put into it each year, and what items to budget from it. So other than that, I didn't have anything else to report.
All right, thank you. Treasurer's report.
Good morning. We ended January with an account balance of $177,335,654.68, with an interest of $665,436.79. The average and the weighted average rate for the month of January was 4.59%, and $338,637.07 went to the general fund, which is about 58% of the total interest. That is all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. All right, now it's time for public comment with any agenda items. Does anybody have anything? No? Hearing none, we will move forward on consent agenda. We have several transfers and appropriation requests, as well approval of minutes. Is there anything that needs to go off of the consent agenda before we do a motion? Okay, I will take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray and second from Basham. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. All right, moving forward with additional appropriation and other requests. First, we have 4D Commissioner.
Make a motion we approve the General Fund 1000 appropriation in the amount of $300.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Richard. Any discussion?
This is just for kind of an oversight on the original budget we created, just for some office supplies, post-it notes and things along those lines.
Okay. Anything else from anybody else? All right, then. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Second appropriation.
Make a motion we approve the Title 4D Incentive Fund 8895 appropriation in the amount of $25,000.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Richard. Any discussion?
It's just funds needed for 4D reimbursable expenses.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. TIMA.
Make a motion, we approve the Tippecanoe Hazmat Fund 2546 appropriation in the amount presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon. Discussion. Good morning. You're good. I think you just went past it. Yeah, right
There
there.
we go. Yep.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay.
First one is our hazmat fund. This is a fund that the money when we go out and clean up spills or whatever, we get reimbursed from the companies to do this, and the money goes into this fund that we thus take out when we need extra equipment and things like that.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions, discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. TIMA
And
hazard
this one
warning.
is strictly just for our sirens and maintaining and moving if we have to.
I'll make a motion, we approve TIMA Hazard Warning Fund 4940 appropriation in the amount of $35,473.
Second.
All right, motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon. Jeff, thank you for the comments. Any other discussion from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. D4 Emergency Deployment Fund.
Make a motion, we approve the D4 Emergency Deployment Fund 8726 appropriation in the amount of $19,337.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon. Discussion.
This is a fund that we draw out of if the task force days that we used to do a lot of. This is the money that we use to draw out of for expensive things like that. So every once in a while, we'll go out and play someplace if somebody calls us.
Thank you. Any other discussion from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. All right, Community Corrections.
Make a motion, we approve the Misdemeanor Fund 1175 appropriation in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon. Discussion.
Good morning. This is just a transfer from, or an appropriation for our fleet that is leased through Enterprise.
You said through Enterprise, it is,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
And this is done every year, so
Yes.
it's a reoccurring thing. We've done it many times before.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any questions or discussion from council? All right. We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes, thank you. Highway appropriation.
I'd like to make a motion, a request for grant appropriation, a total of $25 million.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Basham, second from Councilman Richard. Discussion.
I didn't know I was speaking on this, but I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. This is the RAISE grant that was secured through REC, but Tippecanoe County was named as the grantee, so we're asking for the appropriation of those funds to get that project started.
Thank you. Any questions from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Tom. All right, juvenile alternatives.
Make a motion, we approve the Juvenile Alternatives Truancy Mediation Fund 9203 appropriation in the amount of $3,645.
Second.
All right, I have a motion in place by Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Carson. Any discussion?
This is appropriation in order to buy some supplies for the school resource officers. They do things like drunk goggles and THC goggles even, and also regulation supplies to be used in the school for kids.
Thank you. Any questions from council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. JDAI Performance Fund.
Make a motion, we approve the JDAI Performance Fund 9214 grant appropriation in the amount of $38,500.
Second.
The motion in place by Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Carson.
This grant will pay contractual services for the Ballet Visex program, which teaches kids in the schools some regulation through balance and auditory and visual cues. It will also be for some other projects like Parent Project. We're going to offer that in Spanish to reach additional parents who we haven't been able to before. It's also going to allow for us to send a couple of principals, assistant principals from schools to the Innovative School Summit in Orlando in March, which is a 3-day conference that's very beneficial for them.
Thank you. Any questions from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Health First Indiana Fund.
Make a motion, we approve the Health First Indiana Fund 1161 appropriation in the amount of $71,711.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Carson. Good morning.
Morning. This is what's left over from 2024 Health First Indiana funding, so we're putting it towards our enterprise fleet vehicle, some medical supplies because we're moving our mobile, getting some outreach going, and same thing with other supplies. So,
Any questions from council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Villa Safety Improvements Fund, 9335.
I move the request for the grant appropriation for the Tippecanoe Villa and improvements for a total sum of $414,846.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Basham, second from Councilman Carson. Good morning.
Good morning. This is an appropriation for our first health grant funds that we received, and that's paying for the ADA upgrade on the shower rooms, the new sidewalks going around the building, and door annunciators, or the automatic door openers on the doors back by the shower room.
Great. Thank you.
Cool.
Any questions from council?
Deanna, just a quick question. We realize that, county homes in the counties and throughout the state of Indiana are closing. What number are we now? I mean,
I think we're currently at 8.
We're 8. Okay, and what is our census right now?
68.
Okay, thanks.
And how many are there total?
Huh?
How many are there total?
Total county homes?
Yes.
8.
Oh,
in
so
the
we're
county.
8.
Or
Okay.
state.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. Have a
Vote.
motion in place. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes. Parks.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve Park Non-Reverting Capital Fund 1178, total of $155,000.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Richards, second from Councilman Basham. Randy,
Hey, good morning.
good morning.
This funding will allow us to do some particular capital projects, just to make it available. In the past, we've used it to build shelter houses, put in some much-needed primitive, albeit primitive restrooms, and parking lot issues. So most generally, all bigger projects, capital projects.
Thank you. Any questions from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Hey, I would be amiss, though, to tell you the commissioners are the ones that are responsible. This this funding is put in our land acquisition account, which we've had for decades, but without the commissioners, it would be pretty tough. So give them a little credit even, yeah, okay.
That's great, thank you. All right, second appropriation, Naturalist Program Gift Fund.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve Naturalist Gift Program Gift Fund 4126 in the amount of $12,500.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Richards, second from Councilman Basham.
Hey, just a heads up, I was telling Jody, we mucked this up as far as putting it together. What we would like to do is put 10,000, just reverse, put 10,000 in professional services and then 2,500 in supplies. The total is correct, but where we wanted to put it is not, so at least you have the heads up.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, do we need to do anything special for that, or just?
Can you amend that internally, or?
Yes, the only requirement was that we advertised appropriately for the total.
Okay.
So not line by line.
So I think you're okay to just pass it as is.
Okay, thank you. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. Battleground Fence Fund.
I make a motion to approve Battleground Fence Fund 5980 in the amount of $10,000.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Richard, second from Councilman Basham.
This fund has been established, I think, ever since the Parks Department took over from the state as far as taking care of the battlefield fence or what's inside the battlefield fence. We're just moving it so we can make it available to utilize it, and at this particular time, we need it because we did have a car run into the fence right by New Year's Day almost. And and I think that particular bill is going to be about $6,200. I will say that we've been chewing on this battlefield fence, this seed money, for a long time. I think since maybe mid-'70s. We're down to like $11,000 now. So we've been using it, albeit, slightly, but it's one of those things where I just give you a heads up because after this repair, I think, which is slated at $6,200, we'll be down quite a bit. So just a little heads up there too.
Okay, thank you. Questions, discussion?
I got a question. Don Reddick's the one that did those, repaired all those fences.
Yeah, and he did a great job. Don was wonderful. And before that, a guy by the name of Frank Ferrote, I think, when I started in 1989 at the battlefield, that's who we used.
Yeah.
He was out of Buck Creek. But Don did a great job, and of course we lost Don. But now, the business, Ike's, believe it or not, I believe it's Ike's Sewer Service, that bought out Don, and he's actually the one that's been repairing it here lately. So he's done a good job. He really has. But all of them have. So, yeah. And that's the thing. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's kind of hard finding those guys that do that type of work anymore. We're just fortunate enough around here that we've got those people available. They do come in handy.
I used Ike's service when I built that sewer in Romney, Indiana, for the county.
Yeah, we've never used him for the service part of it. We just used him for the metal part of it.
Yeah.
So, but as far as repairing the battlefield fence, he's done a great job.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, Randy.
Where do we get the revenue for that account? It looks like we had $68 come in there in January. Do we know do we remember? Because if we're running low.
it's put in you may know better more than I do. I mean,
Okay.
it's interest funding or.
I will say that, just because I happen to know, there's an obscure provision in the Indiana Constitution that requires the state to maintain the battlefield, and so I doubt the $68 is coming from there. It's probably just interest on something, but there's probably, if it gets down to nothing, we probably have a claim against the state to do something for us.
That's wonderful.
That's cool.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes, thank you. Sheriff Fund 1175.
Make a motion, we approve misdemeanor fund 1175 appropriation in the amount of $101,900.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon. Discussion. Good morning.
I just want to make note what Randy said with that fund. I was probably 2 years old when that fund started, so. Anyway, this is what we get from the Department of Corrections each year that we split with Community Corrections, so we're just going to use that money to pay for tasers, which we've learned the ones in the jail are outdated. We're working with taser. We need to buy a bunch. This is going to allow us to buy those things and cameras for our transport cars instead of coming back to you and asking for general fund money that we weren't prepared for.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, discussion from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, salary statement.
Make a motion, we approve the salary statement for Jail Deputy Corporal Poll 3 in the amount of $59,193.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilwoman Vernon.
So what this is new, obviously. We went through the process to get to where we are today. We have 2 civilian employees that oversee the tablets and the chirps, classification, grievances, and getting the outdates figured for the inmates. One of those will be leaving at the end of the year. She'll be retiring. The other one, I would imagine, will be soon to follow. So the idea was to move a corporal into that position, create another corporal position. One, it allows for upward movement for the jailers, which, as you're aware, some of you are aware, Barry's aware, Commissioner Brown's aware, there's not a lot of upward movement. There's not a lot of goals. You've done a tremendous job of helping us get the salaries up there, so we're getting in more applications than we have openings, which is wonderful. But anyway, this will give them something to shoot for, which then will give us the ability to have someone that's a backup for these positions, because forever they've been the only ones, and when they go on vacation, we're just sitting there with nothing. Then that person will also be helping us maintain training and things like that for our jail staff, which we've increased significantly. So we're very appreciative of this. It's something brand new, and our hope then is at the end of the year is to turn that position that we'll be retiring into an actual civilian position instead of jail deputy. So we can get the jail deputy back in the jail.
Thank you. Thank you for going through the process, too.
Oh, you're welcome. Ben made me because he asked questions.
Well, that's good. All right, any questions or discussion from council?
This did go through Personnel Committee, looks like, it was approved through there, and the Board of Commissioners. Just from a
Oh, yeah, I forgot,
process
Randy. Thank you
standpoint.
so much for
Yeah.
doing all that stuff, Randy. And thank you.
I was drawing Social Security when that went in.
When
1970.
I wasn't born.
I was drawing Social Security in 70.
All right, let's take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Thank you. Okay. Committee reports. Anything? Unfinished business. Nothing? New business. All right, Commissioners, FYI, surely you have something on that.
Just 3 things to note. The first installment of the quarterly development series is coming up on the 25th of February, rather, at the fairgrounds. It is the state of the counties and the cities, or the county and the cities. Dave Byers will be representing us at that meeting. Again, the 25th starts at 11. And then Arnie's 60th anniversary is today. At 11, they have a celebration event going on at the store on Elmwood Avenue. And the governor and lieutenant governor will be in town tomorrow night for a public forum. It starts at 6 o'clock. Doors open at 5:30 at the fairgrounds. And again, the public is invited to the event. Thank you.
Tracy?
Yes, sir.
You said lieutenant, you also said the governor?
Governor and lieutenant governor.
Right.
both. Thank you.
Got some questions. Yes, boy.
All right, thank you. Any public comment? No? Okay, next meeting is scheduled for March 11th. Motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Oh, it's in there.